Hi folks, Kenny the Vaping Heat back again with another review, believe it or not. Hope you're all doing mighty fine. Thank you very much for dropping by and checking out this video. Excuse me. As been known by me last video, I'm kind of getting into this mouth to lung malarkey. So today we're going to be looking at the Aries Mtl Rta. And this was designed, it's like the platform series. It was designed by Phil Basardo and the Vaping Greek. There you go, can't get my words out when you started yet. So yeah, we'll go through the usual video, what's in the box, all that stuff. Then we'll take it back up, we'll go down, do a build and all that, and we'll take it back up. Do a vape and the old, final thoughts kind of stuff. But again, before we do all that, please like, share, hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's roll the intro. Yeah. Right folks, here we are back again, so it's time to see what's in the box. Roll it. Right folks, here we are down at the table. Right, the reason I want this laid out is because for what this is, the stuff you get with it is top notch. It's phenomenal. You get everything. In here, you've got some coils, some wire, some cotton, and it gives you the information on the back. It's Japanese organic cotton, pre-built 1 ohm canthal coils, 1 meter of 26 gauge canthal wire. That's in there. Here you've got a spare glass. I'm just going to open this one because I'm actually going to put this on because I like the look of this. But you've got, a spare drip tip, nice stainless steel one, which I'm going to use as well, and I'll explain that soon with that one. You've got your O-rings. You can go to green, you can go to white. You've got a little bit of colour config there. You know what I mean? Absolutely amazing the stuff you get in here. We'll put them back in there. Obviously you've got your band as well. We'll stick that in there. Put that and that there. This here is what it's just a tool kit. Again, I'll rip this open. Oh, there you go. Now you've lost them already. That's your spare screws, right? And these ones here, so that everything doesn't run off, are flathead screws. I don't know if you can see that there. The actual flathead screws. I'm just going to whack them in that spares bag there so I know they're there, because this stuff here is stuff you can use. They're basically coiling jigs. This one here, it's Dimmy's build tool. I don't know if you can see that on there. You see that there? Dimmy's. Get a bit close if I can. Dimmy's build tool, and these are for making space coils. What you do is you just wrap your coils, and then you just wrap your coils in them little threads, and space coil jig. This one is obviously a normal jig, and this is Phil's build tool. I don't know if you can see that on there. That's his build tool. That's when we just do your normal wraps on there, like so. And this here, it's got like a little ball end there. You can probably use the key ring, because if you unscrew that, on this end you've got a flat bladed screwdriver. You put that back on there, and on this end you should have a Phillips screwdriver. A very neat little thing that is. that's your tool kits and all that, and your wire. Now, what I'll do, I'll move most of this stuff out of the way. Nah, I'll just leave it there, right? So now we'll move on to the man in question, the tank. Starting from the top with your little drip tip, pulls out, sits in nicely there. Some people even complain that it doesn't sit snug, but I mean, I think it does, it's spot on. Basically, this is like this drip tip is a lock because you've got a slidey top, and you can't slide it there unless you pull that out, and you can slide it then. But as I was pointing out before, if you don't want that, because it's like a child safety protection, you can put this stainless one in, which is nice tight fit, and then you can just do it anyway. That's like hasn't got the lock. So it's up to you how you decide to do that. There are, I haven't really got the point. I'll look at this. I don't know if you can see it, but there are 2 screws here, which you can move the top to replace the fill gasket if you need to. Go down to your glass. You've got Aries, Mtl Rta, obviously Aries 2. It's very nice. And you've got the platform series designed by Phil Basado and Vaping Greek. As you move down the bottom, you've got this nice knurling, a nice pattern at the top. You've got a single hole here, and you've got a slot here. Now it just clicks nicely, you see. Your air hole here on the slot is then. As you can see that, you can drop your holes down to that. It just clicks around nicely. Or if you want, you can whip your circle round and just do the holes individually, and it just clicks into place every time. It's really nice. Get to the bottom, you can see you've got Aries 2, CE mark, all that stuff, and in again. What we'll do now is we'll open it up. Like so. Oh, look at the deck. There's your chimney, it's nice and domed with a nice small hole. And what we'll do while I'm doing that, I can get it off. Oh, yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah, that was very tight. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the smoke glass on while I'm at it there. So we just push that back on there, and that's your smoke glass. I think that looks fucking gorgeous like that. Really do. That's your top piece. The deck. I mean, I've never seen the Aries 1, but apparently the deck has changed slightly. Where your wick ports go, they reckon this was all open, and the same here, that was all open. So what they've done, they've made the thread all the way around, and they've got these side walls here to drop your wicks down, basically to try and stop it leaking. You've got obviously your post here and your post there. But the clever thing about this, right, and I may need the screwdriver for this, if you just bear with it, which I'll just see which end is which here. That's, there you are. Although you've got your airflow control on the side, you've got, I don't know if you can see this, the light's not great, you've got this fella here. Now you can turn this while the coil's on, and basically what you kind of do, you just put it like a screwdriver or something, and then you can see, I don't know if you can actually see that turning there, and you can reduce the hole right down to a very small hole, or you can kind of open it all the way up to the slot. It's just another, I mean, you could probably do it with the screwdriver, but you probably risk a scratch. But the idea is when your coil's on, and you want to adjust your airflow, all you got to do is to take that off, your top off, and you can adjust it here without actually removing your coil. Which is again the innovation on this tank's quite clever. Yeah, it's similar to like a GTA style deck. You've got your wick holes there, which just kind of you drop your wicks in there. You've got this little hole here. I'll just use that for now. Again, just clamps. I would have thought, if anything, there could have been like a little groove, because even though you're using flat wire on this, if you're going to use some like claptons, it might kick it round when you tighten it up. So what we'll do, we'll find something to build on this. We'll whack a build in and we'll see where we are. Yeah. Right guys, here we are back down at the table. I've just screwed this onto the G-class. The coil I'm going to drop in it is one of these little fellas here. I don't know if you can see that there, little good little focus, but there you go. And these are a fused clapping. It's an NI86 wrap at 0.7 ohms, and these were made by this guy here. I'll get all the coils of this guy now. You know, got him tell I was doing a bit of mouth to lung and that's what he made us. So that's what's going to go in. Let's get some shit together here. Basically your coil is going to go across there. As you can see, these are both pointing the same way, so I'm just going to put that on there and just bring that back so they're both nice and flat, like so. So they're both kind of like that, you know, they're both on the bottom. It's just a case of dropping a leg in each side, getting your coil into position where you want it. Bring them in. Just kind of bend them down a bit helps. Get your Phillips screwdriver. By the way, I did already back these off. Do apologise. There we go. Get that quick nip first. That one pulled over there. I'll come on the other side because I'm obviously a gammy-handed left-hander. Hope you can see this, guys. I'm really. I do apologise if you can't, but you know, I'm just trying to do my best I can on camera. Again, just I said the only thing I think with this, like you say, is these coils. I think when you're putting clappings now, it does kind of kick them over a bit. So you've got to kind of see what I mean. I've missed it all together there. So what I'm going to do is back that back off again. Pull that back over. Sorry if I'm drifting off camera. And also I do apologise, but this bloody sun decided to make an appearance when I'm out here doing filming. I mean, you know what I mean? So you just kind of got to hold it down, let it get a grip. That's it. And then you can just straighten it back up. So the only thing with these, I think the wire would probably grip them easier if it was the wire. Like I say, if you're going to put these kind of coils in here, it does kind of kick them out, which I think is probably a bit of a con, I suppose, if you don't. And like I say, you've got to make sure it's not on the deck as such, you know, give yourself a bit of room, make sure there's absolutely nothing touching the decks. Give it just a bit further up, straighten it out a bit. And that looks pretty good there, you know, you're looking for something like that, nicely in the middle. Again, just give them a final nip, hoping I don't kick them out. I just bring this in here, that's it. Sorry, I'm drifting off camera again, folks. Give that a final nip. Give that one there a final nip. Get that, yeah. You see what I mean with these coils? It kicks them out a bit, like so. But you know, you can fix it. It's near hardship in that. Make sure it's nice and straight, level. It doesn't look too bad. Let's get that nicely there. Pull it down just a tad. So you want that nicely over the centre of that airflow, and that doesn't look too bad. And now I can just pull these back up, get them back up there, and if you bear with me, where's my snips? Up there they are. Again, like with all type of building, you know, if you're going to cut your wires, get them as flush as you can, and always like keep them and don't let them drop on the floor or anything, because just as if you stand on one of them, it'll hurt. And there we have it. So what we'll do now, try and pulse these in. Only pulsing at 10 watts. Let's see where we'll go with that. pulls in just nicely. Bit of a hot spot down the bottom there. See, that's looking pretty good, guys. Growing from the centre out, 10 watts. That's tremendous. Just burns any of the crap off. I think that's coming up nicely. Wicking is pretty straightforward. I'm going to use a bit of the old cotton gods on it. I'll get a suitable amount. Just bear with us. I just have a bit of this all over you now, it's ridiculous. Will that bit do? That bit might do. Yeah, I'll stretch that out a bit there, get that crap off that. Maybe a bit thick this, we'll give it a bash just to see where we are with it. That's it. That's not too bad. Don't want it too tight, obviously, guys. And basically what I've kind of been doing, I mean, it's like I say, it's kind of way you go with all these decks. You were basically wanting, you know, your cotton to come, so it's just peeping out of this hole down here. Let me see that. Just want it peeping out of there. So what I tend to do is I make a little mark roughly in line with the bottom of the deck, like so, and then I just cut it a little bit shorter, something like that perhaps. Sorry about that jump cut, guys. As you may have heard, the bloody phone went. Anyway, we're up to wicking. Like I said, I've just cut them just with the same length as where the threading goes. I've given them a little bit of a fluff. And again, it's just everything else. You just tease it back in. You know, don't stuff it. Just kind of like from the bottom, push back, and it'll pull itself down all the way. You just want to fill that hole up nicely. I'll get that bit in there, yeah. Yes, that's just don't cram it in, because obviously you're gonna block the hole up and all that stuff. And I'll do the same on this side. Just get that back down there and from the bottom. Now, some of you may think, oh, that's a bit thin, that's going to leak like a twat. Well, there's a reason for this, because I've been vaping max VG in this, so that's why I've thinned it out. I know you guys have been putting your salts and all that stuff in, but I'm mainly using mouth to lung so I can smoke indoors, so I'm just still using my normal juice. But that's kind of what you're looking for there. You know, it's sitting over the top of that wall. I don't know if you can see, but I'm just barely peeping out the bottom. I do apologise for this bit of fair footage, guys, because the sun has just decided to blow its lungs off and, you know, come out and ruin everything. But all I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put a bit of juice on this guy. It is Yellow Mess by Butter Vapes. Let's get it in here nicely. Like I say, this is very loose, so get that on there. Put it in the coil. Just priming your coils, guys. You know the score. We've got a bit of vape now, which is a case of putting your old top on, filling her up, and then what we'll do, we'll head back up top and we'll have a vape. I'll see you up there. Right folks, here we are back up top looking at the Anakin Aries 2, designed by Phil Basuado and the Vaping Greek. What I've got this on is the G class. It's coming out at 0.67 ohms. I've got it at 22 watts. I've got the airflow halfway open on the Cyclops style, and we'll give it a toot. Oops, sorry, and I'm vaping on Yellow Mess Liquid by Butter Vapes, and let's give it a toot. wow. Just wow. I mean, it's still producing a bit of cloud as well, actually. Might have a bit high. Or you drop down 21. But I've got that like on the half cyclops. So this thing you can dial down. But if you put it fully open, like that, if you can see it, I reckon you can do a very tight direct along. So let's give it a go, eh? It is a very tight mouth, direct along. But it's doable. It's definitely doable. Yeah, that's fine. It is a very, very tight mouth along, like. But I'm kind of, with the Cyclops, I'm kind of like the 3 small holes. Which are a nice draw. On the single hole, if you bear with us, I'm probably not the biggest hole. I probably think it's the 3rd hole. So it's the 3rd hole when you see it on the Cyclops thing. The 3rd hole is pretty. That's nice, but there's no kind of, well, there is a little bit of drop flavour on that if you try direct along, but the flavour on just about all these holes, I mean, it's absolutely astonishing. I mean, I did forget to show you the chimney on the table cam, because that just turned into a sack of shit, to be honest with you, and I do apologise, because like the sun's decided to come out, so it's cocked up all my lighting. I obviously got the foam went off when I was, so it's just been a bit of a but yeah, what do I think of this then? Fabulous, absolutely great. The big plus with this was the bloody accessories you got on this thing. I mean, there was all sorts. I mean, I've got that. I mean, I think that looks bloody nice. That the dark glass with the silver tip on, so I don't have that child lock thing on with the black tip. And I think that looks bloody beautiful. Absolutely stunning. And I mean, that's on a J class as well. So you know, it's beautiful. So the accessories you get. I mean, God, I've never seen so many accessories in an RTA for a long time, you know, unless you're paying, you know, for, you know, more the higher priced tanks, you know, because this is reasonably cheap, believe it or not, you know, folks, so use your Google, you'll find it pretty cheap. But yeah, the accessories was just, wow, absolutely tons of them, so that's a big, big plus. I think with this tank here, I think it's a very good beginner tank. I think it could be aimed at beginners. Easy to build on, piece of cake to wick on, and you know, you've got that transition from mouth to lung, and then you can kind of do the direct along restricted if you want to transition onto that. So this could like kind of help you on your way of doing that for a beginner. But even an established mouth to lunger, you know, this is a damn good tank, you know what I mean? The flavour of it's phenomenal. You got to remember, guys, I'm mainly going mouth to lung, so I can vape indoors, so I don't put like no nic salts in, I don't have any high milligrams of nicotine. So, you know, if you guys put your 70-30 juices in, or your 50-50 or your 60-40 juices in, with your nic strengths, you know, your 12s, your 18s, all that stuff, your 16s, you're going to get a cracking hit off this. I mean, I kind of fault, there's not much you can fault this with. I mean, I know there was an Aries 1, and I did have a quick look at it. I've never owned one, you know, I've never reviewed one, so, but the differences on the deck was obviously that threading is all the way around now. Before there was like a gap, so you just took it in. I believe it did have leaking issues, so basically, you know, the guys have listened to the problems that were found with the first one, and they've basically fixed them with this one. It's just as simple as that. So, you know, if you're a fan of this, it's well worth it. I mean, the way I look at it, if you're happy with the original one, you've got no issues, you probably didn't need to buy it because you know what the Aries tank's like. If you've had issues, get it, because they've fixed all the issues that were known at the time with it, and it's absolutely spot on. Defo recommend it. But like I said, there's nothing much. The only gripe I've got about it is, like I said, if you put any kind of like clapping coils, you might have seen on the table, I struggle a little bit because when you tighten it, it kicks it out. So that can be a bit fiddly, but you know, if you're just using the wire, like what's in the what's supplied with it, it kind of just gets a hold of it straight away. But you've just got to hold it a bit, just to get a nip on it if you're going to use clappings or all like that, you know. So that's my only gripe with it, folks. Like I say, I've got max VG in this. It's vape like a trooper. No hint of a dry hit or anything. That is absolutely fantastic. I did thin the wicks out a canny bit, like, so, you know, if you're using a thinner juice, just leave your wicks thick, you know, just don't thin them out as much. But defo recommend this, guys. It's absolutely brilliant little mouth to lunger, and well, direct to lung if you want it tight. I must point out the deck. I've never turned the deck. I never put that. I never made it to the smallest one. I've left it fully open, just to get plenty of air with this vape on the VG. But even when you do turn that, it even tightens it again. So for mouth to lung, you've got everything there. As for the tightness of the draw, you can have a bit open draw. I mean, it's pretty tight all the way up, like, you know, but it's absolutely amazing. Honestly, it's absolutely fabulous little RTA. You know, I'm kind of buzzing with these anyway, because like I said, we just recently tried them, and I'm really chuffed, and that is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Would I recommend it? Yep, definitely. All day long. Established mouth to lungers, fantastic. Beginner's tank, fantastic. It's a good all little rounder. So I'm blabbering on too much now, guys. So that being said, I'm going to wrap this one up now. Like I said, if you like my videos, all that stuff, hit the like, share, subscribe button, leave a comment. Also help support the channel by buying me a coffee. Link is below in the description. So for now, guys, I've been Kenny the Vaping Heat. Stay safe, vape safe. I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Cheers now. Bye.